Welcome back to Escapement and Watch. Falling Titan here. SEIKO has a brand new GMT, a part of the Sharp Edge series, and of course, it's a true GMT. But let's go back in time to 1954. Rolex invents the world's first GMT watch, the GMT Master. Now that thing was amazing and of course revolutionary. So you're telling me that the world's first GMT watch that invented GMT is not a true GMT? Come on. Who made up that word, true GMT? Let's call it a traveler's GMT, the jumping hours, because that's what it's really used for travelers. Because it's ridiculous to set the date otherwise. It's kind of annoying with the jumping hours. Anyways, let's check out this new true GMT. Let's begin by thanking, of course, Kovar Jewelers, the greatest SEIKO AD. Link in the description for their website where you can buy these Sharp Edge series watches, and let them know that I sent you, and I'm sure they will take care of you. Now, introducing the SEIKO Sharp Edge Series GMT SPB217. That is a mouthful. This thing is definitely honed in. The design, very refined looking and complete. Everything looks like it belongs. A cohesive design through and through. The dial, the hands, the case. A beautiful, beautiful watch and a home run from SEIKO. Now, we did the Sharp Edge series before. This one is the new version, and they did up the size of the case. The three-handed Sharp series is 39 millimeters. This one did in fact grow to 42, but it is housing a different movement and it does have a lot more functions. Look at this gorgeous timepiece. It is very rare where I like a brand new SEIKO design. I am more into, of course, vintage SEIKO style. 1964 and my 62 mass 1965, and I love the Willard 1970. So you can see the pattern here, but this modern design is gorgeous, and that is an exciting thing for the future. Definitely has a grammar of design vibe with the flat, broad surfaces, very angular, plays with the light beautifully, reflecting like crazy, and high polish on the sides of the case, which looks almost Zaratsu. It's very well done. We do have a beautiful signed crown, push pull, 100 meters water resist. The brushing on top of the lugs is perfection. Beautifully done. Now let's do the measurements. I got 42.3 in diameter. So that's that bigger size right there. Thickness of 13.8. All right, so getting to the chunky side. I think it looks thicker than a 13.8, but it's 13.8. I double checked. And we do have a flat sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating that is doing pretty good against the studio lights. All right. And it sticks out just a hair from that bezel, just a hair. And the lug to lug 49.1. It is nearing that 50 mil mark that I discussed. That is the borderline too big for my wrist number, and I have a 6.5 inch wrist. And remember, the 39 mil sharp edge, I feel like it wears a little bit too large for me. So how is this one gonna wear? You definitely have to consider that. I think you're gonna need 7.5 or larger to pull this one off. Just my opinion, but we're gonna see it on my wrist near the end of the video. Now the bracelet is male end link, so it is gonna extend that lug to lug. Let's do it live. Okay, so it's 53.3 with those male end links. And speaking of that bracelet, we do have solid end links and solid links. Fitment is fantastic. Basically no play, unless you're really trying to rip it out of the socket, which why would you do that? I'm putting a decent amount of pressure and there's no play. Okay, so very good fitment, which is typical of the Presage series. We do have a 2-piece that looks like a 3-piece bracelet system, and we do have high polished flanks on the ends of that mid link. And it looks beautiful. It catches the light nicely. Right there. Very nice. I believe it is pins and collars. The clasp is well done, signed SEIKO, and it sits flush with the rest of the bracelet. Amazing. Of course, my Presage does not. It has a big gap. I'm going to change this bracelet soon anyways. Because of that, it is bugging me. 2 micro adjusts. We have a couple half links, so you are going to be able to dial it in. Fully milled clasp with that beautiful chamfer right there. And what does that do, you may ask? Well, when you close the bracelet, you see the chamfer right there. That's where your wrist sits. So ultra comfortable on the wrist. Really love this bracelet. Only downside is the micro adjusts. Pin and collar, not a downside. The most secure bracelet system in the world. Definitely harder to size, of course, but worth it. Now let's check out that case back. You can see that movement. There is a sticker. I'm not going to remove it. Gold writing on the rotor. And that is that beautiful 6R with that medium beat 28.8. Very exciting. We're going to confirm that beat rate on the Timegrapher at the end of the video. Now let's check out that beautiful bezel. It looks like ceramic. It is shiny, reflective, metallic blue, and it's gorgeous. I think it is stainless steel and it is coated with black titanium carbon that SEIKO seems to do on a lot of watches nowadays. The 149 has it. The old MM200s had it. It's something they love to do, and I think that's what this is. If anyone has confirmation, I'm going to ask SEIKO and see if I can get confirmation. But I'm 99% sure it's the black titanium carbon coating on a steel bezel. I think it is a lot more economical than making a ceramic bezel, so I'm sure that's what they did. But nonetheless, steel with that hard titanium coating is gorgeous, and I'm a big fan of that bezel. It does not turn, it is not movable, and it has 24-hour markings for the GMT function. Speaking of the GMT function, this is a traveler's GMT. So what does that mean? When you set the time, you're going to set the GMT hand first to 10:10. All right. And now we'll set our local time. Let's say it is, you can jump forward and backward. That is the traveler GMT trademark. All right, let's say it's 4:10. There we go. That's how you do it. But there is a pointer date subdial at 6 o'clock, 31 days, of course. You can't change the date. It's not a quick set. So to change the date, you have to either move this around 1 full day or jump the hour 24 times like so. You have to go like this to change the date forward. So that's what I was saying in the intro, being a little bit annoying to change the date with a traveler's GMT. Now, there you can see on the left side, we do have a power reserve, 45 hours. Very cool to see it. I think they did it nice and stealthy. It doesn't have its own subdial. It doesn't have a cutout like the Snowflake. The indicator is just on the dial and a printed markings. Beautifully done. I think that's how it should always be done for the power reserve, if not on the back. Now the dial is that beautiful hemp leaf pattern that we saw in the Sharp Edge Series 3-hander, and it lives on today in the new GMT, and it's gorgeous. And this one has a salmon two-tone chapter ring. You can see on the bottom there, that indicates the daytime and the blue indicates the nighttime. So very cool. And the GMT hand is also salmon right there. Beautiful colorway. We do have the black one. I might do a separate video on the black one and green one if people want to see macros for different colors, but maybe I'll just do a speed review. Almost robotic. Ooh, which one do you like better, guys? Let me know down in the comments. I can't find the green one. I have tons of SEIKOs on the desk. A big shipment came and I don't know where the green one is, but it's here somewhere. Now let's check out the price. We have an RRP of 1400 USD. Wow, great pricing for the level of bracelet, the level of finish on this case, and a fully in-house movement from House SEIKO. and it is a traveler's GMT, which is somehow a bragging point in the watch community. And yeah, I think it's a fair price, definitely, for this watch, 100%. I'm gonna quickly show it next to an SKX. I feel like this is very important because some people might think the Sharp Edge GMT is the same size as the Sharp Edge 3-hander. So here you can see 42 and 42. They're actually very similar in numbers for the diameter. All right. You know what? Thickness as well. It's a little bit thicker than the SKX. Lug to lug a lot longer. I'm gonna say it's gonna wear like an SKX, but larger because of its longer lug to lug. Height and diameter, exact same. Yeah, you know what? It's gonna wear like a large SKX. Here she is on my 6.5-inch wrist, and yeah, it does look a tad large for sure. But when I look around the camera, it does wear a little bit better, and it is doable for a 6.5-inch wrist. So no worries there. But if you're a little bit picky like me, you would want something a bit smaller. But man, it looks gorgeous, and it does have a ton of wrist presence. No denying. All right, yeah, look at that. Okay, let's check out the weight. With all the links, it is 181 grams. So definitely a hefty chunk of steel on the wrist. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna know it's there. Okay, let's begin. We're gonna check her out on the Timegrapher, and this one is the first 6R64 on the channel. So very exciting, and there you can see 28.8 VPH, it is confirmed, so definitely the 6R35 can be upgraded to that medium sweep we all love one day in the future. So that is exciting. Now look at these numbers, a little bit fast, +6, +9, +13, +13. Amplitude, decent at 269, healthy. A little bit of beat error, 0.2 milliseconds. Ooh, and it is speeding up, +15, +15. We're gonna do 2 more rounds, +15. And the 8th and final round, +15. So definitely a fast one. Let's do 12 down now. Okay, we're gonna do 12 down now, and starting off the same with +6. Is it gonna go back to 15? We shall see. Amplitude dipped, 258, but not by much. So very consistent there. Amplitude is decent. Now 0.0 in beat error. So beat error actually got better. Not bad. And the rate is increasing. 6, 8, 9, 9. We're gonna do 4 more rounds. Is this thing gonna settle? Ooh, it looks like it might. 8. Yep, it looks like it. Wow, very clean, no snowflakes. 8. All right, so on the wrist, what is this gonna be? 15 and 8, 15 and 6, something like that. So it's probably gonna be around 10 to 11 seconds a day on the wrist. Final number, 6. All right, so there you have it. Not the greatest 6R we've seen on the channel, not the worst. Okay, there is the loom shot. You can see loom at all the hour indices and the hands. The seconds hand is not loomed, pointer date not loomed, power reserve not loomed, just the GMT hand and the hour and minute hand. But of course the bezel is not loomed, which is a shame. That would be awesome if you could read the GMT hand at night, especially for a traveler's GMT and you're on a plane. Yeah, that would be cool. All right. Here she is in the low light situation, legibility excellent. The loom definitely helps. Daylight visibility, because look at those huge plots on the hands and the GMT hand. All right, so maybe not functional at night, but definitely helping during the day or in low light like this to see where they're pointing much more clearer. All right, guys, what do you think of the new Sharp Edge GMT? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.